Most of the kids in my class knew what this was. This is an energy drink called Prime. It is targeted, marketed to kids. So what's wrong with that? Okay, well, let me show you the ad and you can decide for yourself. Okay, so let me share the screen here. I figured out what I did wrong, so here we go.
Promoted by influencers Logan Paul and
Yes?
KSI, and well known to kids and teens, their drinks are so popular they sell out.
I saw people posting on their stories like, oh, I got Prime, and everybody seems so excited.
It's just so popular these days that, got to try everything.
Prime makes a sports drink without caffeine and an energy drink with a lot of it.
This has the equivalent of 6 cans of Coke.
In the US, where each can has 200 milligrams of caffeine, there are calls for the US Food and Drug Administration to investigate the company.
A lot of parents may never heard of it, but their kids have, because Prime is engaged in a vast advertising campaign aimed at kids, even though kids aren't supposed to drink a drink with this much caffeine.
In a statement, Prime says the caffeine in its energy drink falls within the legal limit of the countries it's sold in, and that its packaging states it's not made for anyone under the age of 18. The company says it has a less caffeinated version for sale in Canada with 140 milligrams per can to comply with Canadian laws. But we found the more highly caffeinated version for sale in stores in Quebec and Ontario. Health Canada says those drinks exceed Canada's caffeine limit and should not be sold here, and that work is being done to address the issue. But the Canadian Beverage Association says they could still show up on some store shelves.
We know that individuals may be importing this product and circumnavigating standard food labeling and approval processes.
This escalation in both consumption and caffeine content of each drink, I think, make me worried.
Experts are already worried about the health impacts for teens using energy drinks with less caffeine than Prime, particularly for children taking medication for ADHD.
So we've seen like palpitation, panic attacks, even like had a case with chest pain.
He wants the sale of.
Okay, so I think you get the idea. This is not a safe product. Okay, and I think what makes me really, really angry about these products is this is not the first time that companies have marketed and targeted kids. Let me give you an example. I'm going to share with you. Hold on one second, and I know you don't see the screen, but I have to find the article before I do it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen one more time. Okay, so this is your article, your draft today. Okay, so as we go through here, obviously, what is social media? Okay, it is the new way to market and advertise products. In my day, we watched TV shows and there were commercials and they had to pay advertising dollars to have their commercial run. And that's how we found out about products. Today is a whole new ball game. Endorsing products is still the same. We see sports athletes, we see LeBron James and Stephen Curry. I just saw him today with a car ad, but they endorse products and they make money off those products. In this case, we have 2 influencers, Logan Paul and KSI, former boxers, and they are known for being kind of having a youth audience. So both of them have followers on their social media that are younger than 24. So when they come out with a product and they advertise it on social media, and you can see it was bright colors, right? And let me show you the can here for a second. It's bright blue. Notice the flavor. Is that an adult flavor or a kid flavor?
A kid flavor.
Flavor of Dum Dum, by the way, lollipops and snow cones. It's blue raspberry all the way. Notice there's 10 calories, 0 sugar. So we're doing pretty good here. Okay, so what's the problem? 200 milligrams of caffeine. Okay. That's like drinking 6 cans of Coke. That's the equivalent of 6 cans of Coke. So think about why do moms and dads drink coffee? Do your mom and dad drink coffee? Okay, because we're old. Our battery in our car is wearing out, Viomini. You're young. You have a brand new battery. You have lots of energy. You don't need caffeine, right? So the fact that, they started kind of relatively tame. They had just kind of like an electrolyte drink that competed with Gatorade. And then a year later, they came out with this. Well, the problem is this is addictive. What does addictive mean? Addictive, the Harvard Medical School definition is a physical dependence on a substance. So I can tell you, your mom and dad will back me up on this. When I don't get my coffee, I have withdrawal. I am so dependent on my morning coffee that I'm irritable. And I get headaches. Some people get fatigue, muscle pain, can't concentrate. For me, it's a headache. So what happens is when you become addicted to a substance, and by the way, caffeine is a legal drug. Didn't know if you knew that. Legal. And yes, it is in soda. It's in your Cokes and your Diet Cokes, your Dr. Pepper, your Mountain Dew, but not at these numbers. Now I want to show you on the can. It says drink responsibly, not recommended for children under 18. Do you see how small that is? Like, who's going to read that? Do you think a child is going to read that? I don't think so. Okay, so I'm going to go back to sharing here for a minute because I want to show you right here. Okay, so obviously, I'm going to help you out here. So this is the article I'm giving you. This is what is prime energy and why is this drink so controversial? Okay, so you see all the red? Those are the answers. You're welcome. Prime launched a year ago in January from two former boxers, influencers, Logan Paul and KSI from Great Britain. They have millions of followers on YouTube and TikTok. Who gets on YouTube and TikTok? Guarantee you it's not your mom and dad. These are younger audiences and they know it. And they created a line of drinks targeting you, targeting kids. And that's what makes me so angry. So in 2023, so this is January 2023, 6 months ago, they presented this ultra caffeinated controversial version. Why is it so controversial? Kids want it. They are desperate for it because of the amount of caffeine. It's kind of like that forbidden fruit kind of thing, and if we make it exciting from an influencer, kids are going to like it. So here are the flavors: tropical punch, orange mango, strawberry melon, and you can see blue raspberry. What's the problem? It has an eye-popping level of caffeine. It is extreme. Okay, that's giving parents and doctors concern, because if they're targeting kids with this amount of caffeine, which they know is not healthy, then this is really sad what they're doing, manipulative. Prime is born from the reels of social media and this enigmatic world of influencers. So kids see it on their TikTok feed or their YouTube video and they want to have it. They feel like they need it. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down here. Paul and KSI's followers skew young. Here's the percentage. 61% of Paul's followers are 24 years old or younger. KSI's are 63% younger. In TikTok, 80% of Paul's followers are 24 years old or younger. What does that mean? It means they're intentionally going after kids. So the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends no one under the age of 12 drink this kind of caffeine level. Anyone between ages of 12 and 18 should limit it to 100. That's twice. Twice is what's, so they can have half a can of Prime. Do you think kids are going to just drink half a can of Prime? So Paul, Logan, and KSI are appealing. They're more appealing, according to this article, than a 13-year-old than a juice box. This is more appealing. They have neon colors, flashy designs, and their energy drinks are being hyped. And because they're influencer, these young people want to buy them. And sometimes without mom and dad knowing what it is. According to pediatric dietitian Diane Schnee, it's best to steer clear. Yes, they're colorful and they're appealing, but they are harmful to kids. So the American Academy of Pediatrics says energy drinks should be totally off limits. So here's your kind of comparison here. An 8-ounce can of Coca-Cola has 45 milligrams. An 8-ounce cup of coffee, what your mom and I drink, 90. This is 200, right? So Celsius, Prime, a Starbucks like latte, and this is like with, you know, a shot of espresso is 155. Monster Energy, 123. A Red Bull, 108. By the way, Red Bull tastes horrible. A Diet Coke, 46.8 milligrams. Okay, so here's the other problem. It says 200 milligrams. According to the FDA, it could have more. They don't regulate what's the amount of milligrams in a beverage. So you can't always trust what you see on the label. There could be up to 250 milligrams in this can that's labeled 200. So what's the problem here? We are giving kids caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant. You want to know what a stimulant does? It accelerates your heart rate. Okay, so if you accelerate our heart rate, right, your heart is pumping, right? Okay, it's pumping more than it should be pumping. It's making kids hyper. Kids are already hyper. Viomini, we need more hyper kids in school. I think you can back me up on that one. Here are the really problematic side effects. Causes sleep disruption, jumpiness or restlessness, increased anxiety, mood swings, high blood pressure, abnormal heart rhythms, seizures. Do you see where I'm going here? Apparently, the dietitian says over time, this can affect your developing brain and your heart, your cardiovascular system. There's no age, not even adults, that should be drinking these. Caffeine is addictive. It is a legal drug. So what happens when you're addicted? Okay, it means at first you like it, it feels good, but then your body has to have it. So you're not drinking it because you like it anymore. You're drinking it because your body is going into withdrawal. You have fatigue, headaches, irritability, muscle pain, or difficulty concentrating. So as cool as this drink appears to be, the brand Prime is using social media influencers whose sole purpose is to market and target kids to make money. And unfortunately, they're making millions. Okay, so I'm gonna stop share there. Okay, so as you can see, I was really nice to you, making sure I gave you all that red color coded, right? Okay, just a couple things, really fascinating. Prime Hydration made $250 million. Now that's their Gatorade equivalent drink. This version has surpassed that in 6 months. Scary, scary, scary. Let me share something else with you. Just this is not the first time that a company has done that. Let me share my screen one more time. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. If you know anything about the tobacco companies, they make, okay, here's a whole list of all the caffeines you can kind of see. And I want to show you these because these are not targeted to kids, really. You can see these are more targeted to adults. Maybe this one, Ghost, is more targeted to kids, but really they don't have the same kind of color and flare and bright color. So I want you to look at e-cigs. This is a company, and an e-cigarette is a vape pen. This is what the e-cigarette looks like. This is what a popsicle looks like. This is what the e-cigarette looks like. This is what a cartoon looks like from Minions. This is what an e-cigarette looks like. This is a Nintendo toy. Viomini, is that targeted to kids? Okay, enough said. And I think I don't have to tell you that vape pens are very, very harmful for kids. If the tobacco industry put nicotine in cigarettes, which is harmful, and nicotine is in vape pens, I can tell you right now, they want to get kids addicted to vape pens, because when we get kids addicted to this drink, we can sell more. they buy more. It's that simple. Doesn't that kind of make you mad? Okay, good. That's my whole purpose today. I want you to know that this popular and highly addictive product, Prime energy drink, is being actively promoted right now on social media, targeting you and other kids. This is disturbing. Your parents probably aren't even aware what this is. I'm guessing your sister will know what this is. Guaranteed. Why don't you ask her? You know what? I guarantee she's going to know. Your parents probably aren't watching TikTok. They probably aren't watching the YouTube videos that you're watching. So they don't know what access to information you're getting. And when you say you're in Walmart, by the way, I got this at Walmart. Mom, can I have a Prime energy drink? Sure. You want an energy drink? They don't know what's in it, right? But you are being misled by this false advertisement. Children and other teens will hear about these cool fad products and seek them out without realizing they're being manipulated by companies who want them to become addicted to their product. Why? Because you will keep buying it. Energy drinks contain massive amounts of caffeine. Yes, that is legal. It's in my coffee, but it's an addictive substance that shouldn't be given to kids. And once a child is addicted to a product, they develop a chemical dependence on them, which means their brains cannot stop wanting more of it. And I just gave you the lead. So that's the why. Well, why are we even talking about this? Because this makes me angry. I don't know if you remember, but I do have a business degree in marketing, and I know all about advertising and marketing products. But as a teacher, this makes me mad that they're targeting you and you're not even aware of it. So that's the whole point today. So here's your thesis. Social media allows a company to target a specific audience by spreading the message about their cool product, often when your parents are unaware. Buyers should be aware. Those influencers, Logan Paul and KSI, manipulate children. Do they care about kids? I'm going to say no. So here's what you're going to do in the body paragraph. Notice it's one. And it's going to be one big one. You can see on the back how big that is. Okay. A popular brand advertised on social media is targeting children and teens who need to be aware of deceptive practices before buying the top-selling energy drink, Prime. Okay. And yes, it is in all caps. That is how it is on that's the top proper noun, and that's the label. So that's how it's going to be. First of all, businesses market a product on social media to gain attention and attract buyers. I think you know that, right? A lot of things pop up, a lot of ads pop up. Okay. But if you look at that ad again, you can see how bright colored it is. You can see how it really is catered to kids. It's the bright colors, the packaging, the bright colors, correct? The flavors. Come on. Come on. An adult's not going to drink those flavors. And I can show you all the other energy drinks don't have those flavors. I just answered number 2. That's how you back it up. Prove it. Second of all, just because other kids are buying a popular product does not mean it's healthy for them. How do we know it's not healthy? We have a dietitian. We have the American Academy of Pediatrics telling you, advising you, first of all, nobody under 12 should be drinking it. People between 12 and 18 should only be having 100 milligrams a day. And then there's other dietitians who say nobody should have it. Even adults shouldn't have it. And then we talk about what's really bad about it. And this is your heart arrhythmia, your, high energy, too high of it energy. When comparing Prime energy drinks to other caffeinated drinks, they're the worst offenders at all. 6 cans of Coke is the same as this. I know. That's crazy. I drink one little mini can sometimes just to get extra energy. I'm not one of those people who needs a lot of caffeine. I have 1 cup of coffee a day. That's it. I can tell you though, unfortunately, you can become addicted to caffeine. You ask your parents, they'll tell you what happens to them if they don't get their coffee. So unfortunately, businesses target children to buy their addictive brands with the sole purpose of making more money. So there are clear indicators when a company targets kids. With the new energy drink Prime, children and parents should be cautious. And by the way, this drink has only been out 6 markets 6 months, and already you have a senator trying to shut them down. That should tell you a lot. You have people paying attention, including the FDA. And here's what happens with the Food and Drug Administration, Viomini. You have to be neglectful. You have to be blatant to grab their attention. And Prime already has their attention. So there are companies who target children and teens to buy their products by using deceptive advertising on social media. When social media sites promote these products, such as Prime, again, this is Logan Paul and KSI, kids beg their parents to allow them to try it. And too often, parents want to please their kids. They're caught up with helping their child fit in with their peers. And by the way, this is so popular, it's hard to keep it on shelves. When I went to Walmart, I was surprised they had it, to be honest with you. And you know how much peer pressure there is at school for trendy products. I mean, look at your iPhone. Everyone has to have a smartphone. It's kind of like that. But you have to be smart. And this is the conclusion here. You have to make decisions based on what somebody's telling you need to buy. If I'm telling you right now, this is really unhealthy for you, you have to start learning to read the labels of products, compare them to similar products, and more importantly, question the motives of the companies who are selling this hot new drink. What do they stand to gain? You know, are they helping kids, or are you putting money in their pocket? Right? Okay, so there is an example essay, a whole one. Okay, and because I only had you do one body paragraph, you can see how long that is. I started, I mean, some new babies, some new 5th graders in my program, just going into 5th grade. And so this one kind of blew them out of the water a little bit. So I went in and made sure that this was foolproof. So if you go back in the article, everything in red ink is the most relevant information, and it will answer everything I'm asking for. You can use any thesis or topic sentence. The lead and the conclusion you must put in your own words. Do not copy me. Do you see where it says first of all, second of all, and finally? You can use those if you want to tweak them and mix them up a little bit. So be sure to make sure that you're using those transitions, because it's really clear. Let me show you on the video real quick here. Share the screen here. Okay. So when you go to right here, do you see where it says first of all here? Right. And then second of all here. So you can see how much content there is there. And I'm actually getting longer. By the end, it's the longest one, right? Which is actually pretty good, because usually it's the opposite that happens. The first point, second point, third point. So you want these between to be equally weighted. And I actually had more on the third one, which is not a bad thing. Okay, so the sentences in red are the topic sentence and end sentences. So it says, yes, I wrote it. I color-coded the sentences, and I'm allowing students to use in class. Look closely at how many sentences I use to back up points. Okay, so I tried to do this in a way that you couldn't fail, right? And you're going to have to do current events like this. And this is pretty current. It was a May article, but this is pretty relevant, and this does affect you. Okay, any questions? All right, I'm going to stop recording.